You know, I had a lot of ideas for topics floating around in my head this week, but I want to talk about something that happened on TNA Impact and use it in a more general discussion, and that's celebrities in professional wrestling. This is in direct response to the Jersey Shore bitch, JWoww, which I don't watch the Jersey Shore. I don't know who she is. I don't understand the show or its popularity, but I don't understand a lot of things that are popular, like Twilight or Jackass, which makes me ashamed to be a Caucasian male because it's a bunch of dumb fucking white people doing dumb fucking white things. But Jersey Shore, yeah, I don't get it, don't understand it, but okay, if TNA wants to use the Jersey Shore to grow their audience and bring new eyeballs to the show, okay, fine, but it was executed so poorly and done so clumsily that I have to sit here and wonder, well, what was the point of even having her there in the first place? It just didn't matter. And I say that a lot with most of the celebrity guests that come onto wrestling shows these days. Again, this ties back to the Raw guest hosts, and it's been this way for a couple years now. And there are 4 problems that prevent celebrities in wrestling from being beneficial to the product. But, you know, I believe that celebrities can work in wrestling. WrestleMania was founded on that. I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, but basically the first WrestleMania was a standard MSG card with Mr. T, Cyndi Lauper, and Muhammad Ali all thrown onto the show. Helped draw in new eyeballs to the product, and it was very successful, and it benefited the WWF as a whole. So I think celebrities in wrestling can work. Unfortunately, like so many other things in wrestling these days, it's just bad execution, bad presentation, and bad results. And the 4 problems that keep showing up. Number 1, lately, a lot of the celebrities that they've been bringing in, and it's not all of them, and this does not include the Jersey Shore girl, because for whatever reason, that show's popular, but this is more in reference to people like Pee Wee Herman, Bob Barker, John Lovitz, Cheech and Chong, and last year, was it last year that TNA did Super Dave? Who the fuck remembers Super Dave? I mean, seriously. And that's the problem. It feels like TNA and WWE, they're doing a favor for the celebrity rather than using a current exciting celebrity to draw in a new audience. Because these guys are relics from the past. I remember these guys in my youth when they were still semi-relevant. They're not relevant now. They're not going to draw in new audiences, so I have them there. Again, it serves no purpose. No purpose at all. The second problem is that even if you do get a good celebrity name that does carry some weight and is relevant to today's society, a major problem is, and I say this every week to the point where I sound like a broken record, but those new audiences, they tune in and they see a bad show, because, you know, WWE sucks, TNA sucks, I say that every week. And, yeah, you may have drawn in new audiences for that one show, but they're not going to stick around. They're going to tune in to see the celebrity that they want to see. They'll see a bad show, and then they won't tune in the next week. So that's another problem. Work on your writing before trying to come up with celebrities to help pop a rating. And number 3, the celebrities aren't being used in a capacity to benefit the wrestlers. In fact, in most cases, they get over on the wrestlers. How many celebrity versus wrestler matches have we seen where the celebrity wins? Which doesn't really make much sense if you think about it. I guess they want to make the celebrity look good for some reason, but I don't know. I would feel like that an outsider would lose to somebody that does this for a living. Again, just saying. But they use the celebrities in a way to get over on the wrestlers or to just kind of steal the show and make the show about them rather than using the celebrity status to kind of rub off on some of the talents and use it in a way to benefit and create stronger characters. That's not really happening. And the 4th problem is they serve no purpose storyline-wise. Most of them are there for one night. They come in, they do some skits, very bad skits, by the way, and then we never see them again, so what's the point? You just that's like a Saturday Night Live formula where you just bring them in for 1 week, you do some horrible skits, and I'm not saying SNL is always horrible, but the wrestling shows usually are, And then we never see them again, so what's the point of them being there? There's no consequences or result of them showing up. They just come in, do this shit, and then leave. And the whole thing just feels pointless. And that's what we got this week with the Jersey Shore girl. She came in, worked a segment with the beautiful people who stood there and did nothing. She jaw-jacked with the Jersey Shore ripoff character, which the reason that character doesn't work, Robbie E. and Cookie. Hey, there's a character named Snooki on the Jersey Shore, so we're going to call ours Cookie because we're clever somehow. But the reason they don't work, well, I kind of already alluded to it, is that it's just a straight-up ripoff. It's not creative. It's not really saying anything. Are you making fun of the Jersey Shore? Are you trying to be ironic? I don't understand. It's basically the date movie, disaster movie thing where it's just some poor imitation playing dress-up, and they present it as, hey, we know what this is. Here you go. I hope you think it's funny. And most people don't think it's funny. But that's why that character doesn't work. But getting back to JWoww, they did the segment. She beat up on the cookie girl, and that was it. All right. I mean, who benefited from this? Nobody. Nobody benefited. And I know TNA did a higher rating than usual this week, but we'll see if that rating stays up next week or if JWoww had anything to do with that rating, which I kind of doubt because they did such a poor job of promoting her, which that's another problem. If you want to try and get some kind of benefit from having the celebrity on your show, don't you want to hype her up over a few weeks and at least tell the people who may want to see her to circle that date on their calendar so they'll know she's on there? I mean, did they even say at Bound for Glory that she was going to be at Impact this week? Because if they did, I didn't hear it. And they sure as hell didn't say it on Impact last week. So, what can you do? But it just felt like the whole appearance was a waste. Waste of time, waste of money, did nothing, and will have no kind of long-term bearing on the product. And, again, it's just poor execution, poor presentation. And one celebrity usage that I thought was absolutely brilliant. The best use of a celebrity in the history of wrestling, and I wish WWE and TNA would follow this model when they bring outsiders in. And that's Mike Tyson in 1998, heading into WrestleMania 14. That was awesome. First of all, Mike Tyson's a fighter. He was a current red-hot fighter back in 1998. So you're introducing a real fighter into a fictional universe about fighting. It's instantly interesting right off the bat. They had him go face-to-face with Stone Cold Steve Austin, which that was awesome. He joined up with DX. He became the special enforcer for WrestleMania 14. And by the time it was all said and done, you had the best build-up, one of the best build-ups to a WrestleMania main event ever, and one of the most memorable WrestleManias of all time. Austin and Shawn Michaels sure as hell benefited from it. They got a rub from being around Mike Tyson, but they didn't get overshadowed. They became bigger stars through being associated with him. And it was just fantastic how they pulled that off. It was just perfect, and there were so many benefits to having Mike Tyson on that show. And I don't think they could have possibly done that any better. And we're not really seeing that now with any of the celebrity guests, whether it be the Raw guest hosts or whoever TNA wants to get in the future. It just feels like something that they do to pop a rating, and it may or may not work for one night only, and then that's it. Again, poor execution. I keep going back to it. Poor writing, poor creative. And if you fix a lot of these things and start doing these things correctly, it probably could add a lot to the show. And I keep saying this, but I don't like the Jersey Shore. I don't understand it. But if you feel like the Jersey Shore cast can bring in a new audience, you should probably execute it a little bit better than this. Going back to Raw, if you want to have a celebrity on your show, maybe you should treat him with a little bit more importance. Shaquille O'Neal. They did that whole bit with Big Show, which seemed to generate some interest. It was interesting. I thought it was kind of cool. It's like, oh, I wonder what they're going to do with this. Yeah, nothing. It was just a one-night deal and didn't really mean anything. So, yeah, what was the point? Shaquille O'Neal got over on Big Show. All right. That's cool, I guess. So, yeah, it's just another problem in wrestling and another example of how WWE and TNA tend to screw these kind of things up these days. But yeah, work on that, get better, and you'll probably see better results in the future. So that's my video for the week. Next week I will be doing my question and answer video, so if you have any questions, send them to me via YouTube private messaging. Label it Q&A so I know what it is. I already have a good handful of questions, to probably enough to sustain one video, but just in case, go ahead and send me some more, and I will get to those next week. So thank you for listening, everybody.